Hello everybody, my name is Levi Sawe. Welcome to this presentation on AWS Cognito. So today we are going to talk about decentralized authentication with AWS Cognito. This was a part of a talk I did last year for the AWS community in Kenya for their community day. So basically a rehash of what I talked about. So let's get started right into it. My name is Lewis Sawe, a cloud engineer, an AWS community builder, a learning and development lead at Cloud for Sky, and a Formula One diehard fan. So I'm love Lewis Hamilton, so don't ask me about the 2021 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, please. Okay, so we are going to talk about authentication using Cognito, decentralized authentication using Cognito. So let's get straight into it. So what is authentication? Authentication is the process of verifying the identity of users, devices, or systems. Traditional authentication relies on a central authority. That was what we do in the past, or even at the present, such as servers or database to store and manage user credentials. However, this approach has several limitations, including a single point of failure, scalability, and security risks. So for decentralized authentication, on the other hand, distributes the authentication process across multiple systems or devices, providing several benefits. One is improved security. With this decentralized authentication, it reduces the risks of a single point of failure, making it more difficult for attackers to compromise the system. Also, you can handle a large number of users without compromising performance by scaling accordingly. And lastly, we have resilience, which the authentication service can continue to function even if one or more nodes in the system fail. So, common authentication protocols and authorization protocols. We have OAuth 2.0, which is an industry standard protocol for authorization, allowing users to grant third-party applications limited access to their resources. We have OpenID Connect or IDC, an identity layer built on top of the OAuth 2.0, providing authentication and profile information. We have SAML, the security ascension markup language, and XML-based protocol for exchanging authentication and authorization data between systems, and single sign-on SSO, a system that allows users to access multiple applications with a single set of credentials. We have JSON Web Tokens, JWTs, compact URL, safe means of representing claims to be transferred between two parties. And lastly, multi-factor authentication, a security process that requires multiple forms of verification, such as a password, biometric data, to access systems and application. So, benefits of decentralized authentication. The first benefit is it reduces the risk of a single point of failure, making it more difficult for attackers to compromise the system. It can handle large number of users without compromising performance. It can function even if one or more nodes fail, and it can provide users with more control over their data and identity. So a brief overview of Cognito. I'm going to use this image here. So Cognito comprises of several services within it. As you can see, we have the main service like the sign up and login. We have Cognito supports two types. You have the hosted web UI, which is a proprietary AWS Cognito type, where it provides you with a sign up and login page for you, or you can create one of your own. So it supports both. We have the user pools and identity pools. We have the authentication providers, and there's something you know, there's something you have, and something that you are. And you also pay per monthly active users. So you only pay for the users that you have. If you have 1,000 users, you only pay for the 1,000 users that are active. So basically, this is the process that um, AWS Cognito uses. Um, when you first log in with your web app or mobile app, it first goes to the user pool to generate a token. So the user pool can be either your user and password, or it can go to the social sign-in, SAML sign-in, or OpenID Connect to get your credentials. Once it gets it authenticates into the user pool, it generates a token. That token goes back to you. Then it goes to the identity pool. So the identity pool, once you are authorized to access the identity pool, it generates credentials for you. Then those credentials allow you to access AWS services. So basically, that's the fully managed authentication service that AWS does. So from the user pools, identity pools, and federated users, and it seamlessly integrates with other AWS services and applications. So the key features of AWS Cognito. Yeah, user authentication using social identity providers, Google, Facebook, SAML, custom authentication flows. User management handles user registration, sign-in, account recoveries, security features including access control and authentication, MFA, OAuth, and OpenID. Scalability can handle millions of users without infrastructure management. Works with AWS services like API gateways, Lambdas, and S3, and provides an insight into the user behavior and engagement through analytics. So components, we have two main components, the user pool and identity pools. So basically, the user pool manages the user registration, sign in, and account information. So users can sign up with an email and password, or use a social sign in. Upon successful authentication, Cognito generates tokens for user identity verification. So basically, you can see from the diagram, you have the Cognito user pool. So once the first step is to sign in or sign up, either using the email and password, or if there is no email and password, you can use the federated identities from the social providers like Facebook and Google and Amazon or whatever that's supported. Once that authenticates your identity, it provides you with tokens that you can now access AWS services. Now, identity pools. So identity pools connects authenticated users with AWS resources by issuing temporary AWS credentials for accessing services like S3, DynamoDB, IAM that can be configured for granular access permissions. From the same diagram, you can see it first authenticates and gets the token from the user pool. Once it authenticates and the token is generated for you, it exchanges the token for AWS credentials with the identity pool. Once you access the credentials, now your user or web app can now access the AWS resources. So benefits. Uh, benefits, we're going to AWS provides a pre-built authentication solution, reducing the time and effort required to develop and maintain your authentication system. AWS provides industry standard security features such as MFA or AWS handles large numbers of users and provides highly available authentication solutions. It is very cost effective as you pay as you go pricing model, and it simply integrates with the other AWS services and applications. So use cases, we have the mobile web application. AWS Cognito provides a scalable and secure authentication solution for mobile and web applications. It supports authentication for IoT devices. It provides a secure and scalable authentication solution for multi-tenant applications and can be used to provide a secure and scalable authentication solution for enterprise applications. Security considerations and best practices, use of MFA, multi-factor authentication. So you provide multiple forms of authentication such as password and biometrical data to access your web app, maybe enforce strong password policies such as password length and complexity requirements, use secure protocols such as HTTPS, SSL, and TLS to protect your user credentials during transmissions and transit, and regularly rotate and manage credentials and tokens to prevent unauthorized access. So some of the compliance and monitoring considerations are continuous. You ensure the Cognito ensures that your application complies with the relevant regulations such as GDPR, HIPAA, and PCI DSS and other industry regulations. Also, data residency and sovereignty requirements when storing and processing your user data. That's something you should consider. Monitor user activities and authentication events to detect and respond to security threats. Regular audit your access and usage logs to detect and respond to security threats. And lastly, uh, integrate with CloudTrail to monitor and audit API calls made to your application. So the future of decentralized authentication is that there are emerging trends on blockchain, decentralized identities. So there is a paradigm shift to managing data, identity data, where users have more control over their own identity and can share it with others on a need-to-know basis. So as we conclude, AWS Cognito provides a very comprehensive set of tools for secure and seamless user authentication and management, making it a valuable solution for modern applications by understanding the benefits and use cases of Cognito as well as security considerations. You can build secure and scalable authentication solutions for application. As the field of decentralized authentication continues to evolve, it's essential to stay up to date with the latest trends and technologies to provide the best possible authentication experience for your users. So that has been me, Lewis Sawe, and see you in the next one. Thank you.